huge series win over Cleveland on Sunday. How do you feel about the top of this rotation right now?
Love it. Love it. I mean, every starter gave you a chance to win, to say the very least, and dominated at the very most. And you saw that with Robbie Ray with 7 innings, shutout ball. I mean, he was spectacular. Luis Castillo with the strikeouts. I mean, your pitching was on display in this series. And I'm talking about starters and bullpen. You know, with the Andre Munoz exception, they were fantastic. And you can argue they won you the series because the offense has been kind of what we talked about, the kind of all or nothing, boom or bust, whatever you want to say. You know, 3 of the 4 games in that series, every run was scored with a home run. So they're not a team that produces runs. They don't manufacture runs in a traditional way. So it doesn't leave a lot of slack for the pitchers, and you saw what they're capable of doing. That was special. That was a spectacular series for the Mariners' rotation and their bullpen, with the exception of Munoz in the one game.
What can you say about the way Mitch Haniger has played since his return?
I guess I should stop doubting the guy. And it's not even a doubt. I feel like I was just trying to create a soft landing for him within the expectations of the listeners and the fans, and maybe just myself, just going, you know what, this guy played 9 games. He played 9 games and then was gone for the rest of the season until recently. What's he played, 19 games now or 20 games? I mean, it's been amazing how, and he's done it before, which is amazing, is he's just got a unique ability to hit the ground running. He's not a guy, you feel like most hitters are going to have to take some time to get their timing back and, just kind of get in the flow of the game. And yeah, you can work out in the gym, but it's not like being out there on the field. He goes out there like he's never missed a moment. And I just think he is such a valuable, not just a player, but just a guy that these guys look to for leadership in that clubhouse. And, I'll be curious to see what happens with him in the offseason. If I were him, I'd probably explore and just see what's out there, what kind of interest and offers he could get. But man, he needs to come back with this team. He needs to come back with his team because you see how huge he is, how crucial he is to a team that we've talked about offensively is really, really hot and cold. He's been a consistent force since the day he got back.
The Mariners signed Julio to a massive extension. What does that deal say to you?
It says, for the hardcore Mariner cynics, they year after year say, this team won't spend any money. This is a cheap organization. Well, that kind of throws that one out the window. The Robbie Ray signing, also helped with that. They're spending money, and they spent it in the right spot, in my opinion. And, because you look at that deal, and it's unlike any other that I've seen in the way of detail surrounding the MVP and, all these escalators in there. But the bottom line is he's going to be here for a really long time. And to see what he's done at the age of 21 in his first season and sort of extrapolate out and see, have an idea of what he's going to be. I mean, you feel like you've got a legit superstar. So you're kind of getting him, as crazy as it sounds, when you're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. Feels like the Mariners are getting him at a reasonable rate. Now we'll see how many of those escalators are reached, any of those MVP clauses, but he's making generational money, generational wealth, and they're getting him in the world of baseball dollars. I would think if he turns into the superstar we expect, pretty reasonable rate for him. So it feels like a deal where everybody wins.
So you had the Julio deal, you had the Ichiro Hall of Fame weekend, the Mariners win the series in front of a packed crowd every night. What'd you think about the weekend for Mariners fans?
That was awesome. I mean, the series is first and foremost. You're down to 34 games left to play. Every one of them means the world. This is a team in the Guardians that are right there, neck and neck. You may face them in the postseason. Taking 3 of 4 was huge, and so that was great. Especially coming off the 2 series they had with the A's and the 2-game series with the Nationals that were really disappointing. The Ichiro celebration, the Mariners nailed it. They always do. And Kevin Martinez, great job again. I mean, I just thought it was so cool. It was, I'm watching it. I'm getting emotional watching it. And then to see him go up there and speak for as long as he did, that's the first time Mariner fans have really heard him talk. I mean, yeah, you saw the Mariner commercials where he had a couple words here, a couple words there, but to hear him speak for that long and his humor and his sincerity, and you could see him fighting back emotion. I thought it was perfect, man. I thought that was just amazing. The Mariners nailed their end of it. His speech was phenomenal, and I know the fans appreciate it. It reminded you of how special a player he was. What he was able to do and how consistently he did it. he's an incredibly unique player. He was a superstar. He transcended just, not just Mariner baseball, but the game of baseball, obviously worldwide, his impact. And yeah, it was a nice reminder. It was really cool to see.